What up, you guys? I am in Milwaukee right now, down at the City Hall. Let me get myself situated. A little bit cold out here. So this is a press conference for the verdict for Theo Edgecomb. And they're going to talk about what they feel about the verdict, and everyone is getting set up and ready, so just stand by, you guys.
We're gonna wait a few more minutes for the guy police order. So, all right. Correct. Okay. All
Okay, you guys, so we are just waiting on a few more speakers to arrive. As you can see, I am downtown Milwaukee right now on Wells Street. Let me know in the comment section, you guys, where you are watching from today. What city and state. Go ahead and represent. And also, you guys, let me know if you've been following this case, the Theo Edgecomb case, and what are your thoughts about the verdict, and what are your thoughts about the case itself. What's up, Aaron? How you doing? Aaron Scott from Western Washington, is that? What is that? Thanks for joining. Oh, okay, so you're into the railroad videos. Cool. Appreciate that. We got a weirdo right here. There's always going to be a weirdo in every video, you guys, so. Washington in the house, okay. So let me know, you guys, if you've been following the Theo Edgecomb case. The verdict was yesterday. He was found guilty. A lot of people were shocked by that verdict. Yeah, that is Kevin with Never Stop Media, Ashley. Thanks for liking the stream. Hey, say hi to Ashley.
What's up, Ashley? Is Ashley friendly? Oh, you broke it, bro. Ashley, what's your last name? I can see.
Radoff, I guess.
What's up, Ashley?
On Facebook.
Hey, you guys put a 1 in the comment section if you want to see me and Hamin do like a comedy insult stream between the two of us, because I think it'd be funny. We go back and forth in our private messages. An insult stream, no holds bar, straight up insult stream, just for funny, shits and giggles. But put a 1 in the comment section.
You mean like a roast?
Like a roast, yeah. If you want to see me and Hamin do a roast insult stream, put a 1. Or if you don't really give a shit, put a 2. But we got to convince him to do it. I've been trying to convince him for over a week now.
People want to know what's up with the Punisher mask. What?
Same thing is up with the Punisher skull on the back of my hoodie. The Punisher.
Can we see it, please?
This Punisher skull on the back of my vest. If you don't know the reason why I wear the Punisher stuff,
Explain to the people what's up with Punisher.
Come to my stream. It's on there.
You do know nobody watches your stream, though, right? So, Thomas is saying, verdict proof of bias, broken system. Yep. I agree with that. What's up, Chaz? How you doing? Yep, that is Kevin with Never Stop Media. You know Chaz from the Real for Human Commission?
Yeah, what's up, Chaz? Chaz was on the stream yesterday.
Okay.
What's up, Chaz? Chaz is good people.
Yeah, Von's here. He's right. He's going to be speaking in a little bit, so we're waiting on a couple speakers to show up, you guys. But again, for people that are just joining the stream, we are on Wells, downtown Milwaukee. I'll give you a little view. I love Milwaukee, you guys. I just love the city itself, just the architect. So Chaz is from Red Wing.
Hey, if they want a short answer of why the Punisher, there's an article that's on my website, neverstopvoices.com. It talks about the gear that I bring out with me all the time, and there's a little description of why. Okay. But otherwise, you want more detailed information about it, watch my stream.
Have these people already on your stream?
And they shouldn't be asking what's up with the Punisher gear.
I was just messing with you. I'm asking.
Oh, you're such a dick, bro. Why you gotta be yelling at viewers and it's not even viewers?
Right? They're like, what is he talking about?
You're such an asshole, bro.
You said you was out in Kenosha with Tanya James and Demick Bryant? Okay. What's up, Shaquita? How you doing? What's good with you? Okay, so this is Theo Edgecomb's kids, daughter and son. They actually look a lot like him. Yeah, I was just messing with him about the Punisher and he flipped out, so he's all yelling at you guys. You guys should already know. If you guys want to help keep boots on the ground and keep this platform going, you guys can send stars on Facebook. Stars is a digital donation, so do not be shy, you guys. Feel free to do that. And also in the comment section, you guys, let me know what platform are you watching from. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn, Twitter. We are streaming from multiple platforms today. For sure, Chaz. You know, I try to get out here as much as possible, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's the reason why we come out here. We want you guys to get the truth, the true narrative, and this is why we do it. I think they're going to start now, you guys.
First of all, I want to say that we are here. For those who don't know, I know Court TV is here. There's been some national coverage about the case that just ended yesterday that involves the same judge and the same prosecutor. For those who don't understand what happens in Milwaukee, Wisconsin when it comes to race, when it comes to being equal under the law, equity under the law, and equal application of the law, this is where the problems come in at. And of course, across the nation, we see a rise in crime. And we want public safety, we want people to be safe, we want to address those things, but the point of it is to equally apply the law and lock up the people who need to be locked up for what they actually did. All right? So with that being said, we have members of Khalif Love's family here who's going to speak to what happened with him. But we also are marrying that because we just saw the end of the Theo Edgecomb case that again involves the same judge and same prosecutor. It's funny that he was supposed to have a hearing on Monday and that was moved to today, which happens to be a day after the trial. So this information was supposed to come out during that, and it may have had some impact or effect on it. But that is what it is. I want to say in the past few weeks or months, in my opinion, aside from the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, this was the most gross and unjust display of what is supposed to be a trusted and valid process of democracy. I want to preference my statement by saying I appreciate and do not blame the jurors, but they were just as shortchanged in this process as the rest of us were. But as in Kenosha, we got to see the judge become the literal extension and ally of one side of the process, putting personal opinion and prejudice before the sworn unbiased office he is supposed to be upholding. That can no longer be allowed. With any judge, with any proceeding, these flat out shows of bias and contempt. At one point yesterday specifically, that to me was one of the worst examples. The judge literally frowned and scoffed and held his head down at the very mention of Sandra Bland's name and Ahmaud Arbery's name. But why are we here today? Because this is about Khalif Love. What does Theo Edgecomb's case have to do with today's press conference? Well, it seems that Theo Edgecomb isn't the only person who has suffered an injustice due to this judge and this prosecutor. In 2011, Jarrell Johnson was shot and killed outside of a Milwaukee bar. That series of events led to the arrest and conviction of Khalif Love. Now you're probably saying that sounds about right. That sounds like justice was served, right? Well, what if I were to tell you that much like myself, the Love family or specific members thereof were targets to the city of Milwaukee and MPD, and were, they were apparently, targeted by the city for whatever reason, and law enforcement. But there was a consensus to break the rules of law and to just force squares to fit in a circle, which in the United States of America is called conspiracy and collusion. Witness statements that did not add up, evidence that was not present or lacked altogether, and a proper alignment of effort between Milwaukee Police Department Judge Borowski and Assistant District Attorney Hubner ensured that regardless of guilt or innocence, Khalif Love's time was up. 30 years is what that collusion and conspiracy amounted to. 10 of those years already served. But what happens in the dark, we already know the rest. The family of the actual guilty party came forward with the identity of the person who factually shot and killed Jarrell Johnson, whom at this point was deceased himself. Not only did they identify him, they provided information that matched the crime and crime scene and produced the murder weapon that Khalif has already served a full 10 years for. A gun that he never possessed himself, nor was he ever caught with. He was sentenced and has already served time for that. Now here we are, the same judge who bears a repulse in the community by name alone. If you ask people who have been through the court process what they think of or have heard of Judge Borowski, you will watch their faces do exactly what his face did yesterday at the mention of those names. DA Hubner was exceptional at his job yesterday arguing Theo's guilt. But it's funny that those who seem in the position to be the judges of morality of the rest of society usually aren't that great at checking and addressing their own. Therefore, not only do we support today's motion of temporary relief for Khalif Love, which would mean possibly his release, his release, but we call for investigations into both Judge Borowski and Assistant DA Hubner for what seems like a gross negligence, conspiracy, malicious prosecution, misconduct in office to purposely target and vigorously prosecute a person they knew was innocent. I call into question other past cases that may be more of the same of what we have seen in Khalif Love's case. This judge made a comment during yesterday's trial, how he has a potential offer to work for the Green Bay Packers, and how he would call it quits if that offer is secured. Well, in the words of Chris Brown, deuces. And take your buddy, Judge Schroeder, with you while you're at it. We call on the district attorney's office to do the right thing and correct a clear wrong in this case. I will repeat, if a person commits a crime and has a fair and impartial trial and loses, he or she must accept and take their L, as we say. But this community has taken more than enough L's, and too many of those are folks who are in a facility somewhere in this state that they should not be in because they are not guilty. And anyone who can prove and who we can help prove and assist in proving their innocence, we will also support and stand by. I'm gonna let Police Mother is going to say some words, and then we'll have Minister of Police speak as well.
Hello, I'm Dorothy Love, Khalif Love mother, and I just want to see justice for my son and the others that have went through the system and got the wrong deal, as you say, in the system. So I just want to see justice for my son. Thank you.
My name is Mr. Khalif Muavell, from all of us now, Wisconsin, President. I mean, the facts of this case is pretty clear. You have a person coming forward that already admitted to committing the crime, in spite of whatever consequence could fall on him. You have evidence that never really supported the crime being committed. You have a gross miscarriage of justice. You have a DA that has a history of fixing cases to his benefit. You have a DA that has very little moral rectitude and has never been corrected for the injustices that he's imposed upon our people. We're demanding the release of Brother Khalif today. We're saying that it's in the interest of justice to make sure that he resurfaces from a crime that he did not commit. We don't care about the politics. We don't care whether or not you feel he did other things in the past that may warrant this pain and suffering. We're talking about what he was convicted of that was erroneous. We're saying that the justice system needs to step up to the plate and give justice when justice is due. He did not receive his due process. We're saying today that these particular practices in the city of Milwaukee has to change. And if those things don't change, you're going to continue to see the people rise up against this injustice. We're saying that the Brother Khalif should be free. We're saying free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
DA Hubner, you know you're wrong.
Yeah.
You had no evidence against this man.
Right.
You chose to fix the evidence and fix the facts to justify pursuing a conviction.
Yeah.
And that right there is unjust.
Right.
We're saying no more with the politics of this system. To throw away our so-called black and brown men in the system and lock them up and throw away the key with no remorse.
Yeah.
We're saying that's a human life that's connected to all people that loves him, his mother, his cousins, nieces, nephews that love this man. We're talking about a man home and do the right thing.
Right.
He's been gone 10 years. And if you're talking about, you're worried about him committing another crime, the man, he's aged out of the mindset to even do those things. So keeping him convicted is unjustifiable. It is not in the interest of justice. And we're saying today, free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Peace and love.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me. My name's Omar Flores. I'm with the Milwaukee Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression. We've specifically been working on the case of Theo Edgecomb, where he defended himself against a racist white attacker. Yesterday, unfortunately, we saw a verdict come out that said that he was guilty through these racist courts. And what we saw and what the nation saw is a judge that is completely unconcerned with justice, a prosecutor that's completely unconcerned with justice. It's not just us on the ground here that are saying it over one case. It's people all over the country. We've had national media on this. We've had comments from all around the country saying, what is wrong with this judge?
Right.
Before the trial came up, we were asking that he recuse himself from the case because it's clear he didn't want to be a part of it, and he refused. And instead, he spent 2 weeks complaining about how long this trial is taking, how he needs to go do other things, how we need to hurry up and pick up the pace, you know? But last time I checked, justice doesn't have a time limit. All the facts need to come out. We can't just look at the facts that are convenient to the prosecution or to the system that just wants to lock up black people and brown people. So again, you know, this is not just us saying it, and we know that this is not the only case that he's been this way with. And so tonight we're going to be hosting a caravan in support of Theo Edgecomb and his release, and to take his case to appeals court for a mistrial. We're going to be meeting at Mitchell Park Domes tonight at 6 p.m. and we're going to be saying free Theo, and now we're also going to be saying free Khalif. Thank you.
I just want to say, free Khalif. I just want to say that for the justice system, y'all have to do something better, because it's scary raising kids out here. There's people that's getting accused of things that they really didn't do and incarcerated for things they really didn't do, because you got people that's out here lying and making things up about people that never did these actions. I just want to say, free Khalif.
Free Khalif.
Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! Free Khalif! I know there's some questions as to, again, why we keep merging these two different things. Not, again, because they're the same judge and prosecutor. But you heard the defense talk about police not thoroughly doing their work. You heard them bring up stuff like more evidence being out there that they could have went after, and you heard testimony about police saying, no, we have enough. This is what we want to go with. And this is exactly the type of stuff we're talking about 10 years ago that happened to Khalif Love, where they ignored evidence. They ignored his innocence and said, this is the person that we wanted to be. Now, I believe last year, I had the chief of police, then Morales, who had me locked up for a burglary that was on video that proved I did nothing. When we have judges, prosecutors, and police chiefs who can just select who they want to be guilty and target those people, again, this is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I don't know where you live and what it's like, but here, the stuff we are saying is wrong is real. These are not just excuses. These are not just things we're complaining about because it's fun. You think people want to be out here in the freezing cold saying free somebody who shouldn't be free? I want to bring up somebody else who has some more insight as to this particular judge and why we cannot trust him on the bench.
It's gonna be the first time you guys all hear this. My name's Kevin Glowicki. Glowicki spelled Glowicki. I'm an independent investigative journalist located here in Southeast Wisconsin. The name of my company is Never Stop Media. If you guys were watching the jury selection during the Theo Edgecomb trial, there was a situation where it was alleged that some jurors were exposed to the camera. The only reason that the court even knew about that is because of my company. We were live streaming the court case to make sure that it was covered appropriately, to make sure that we had more attention on this case, especially, being a local here in Milwaukee. And on my live stream, I noticed that multiple jurors had been shown their faces. I immediately contacted the defense team, and I also contacted the district attorney's office to let them know that there was a compromise in the safety and identity of the jurors. It took a while for that information to get there. Again, if you watch the case, Judge Borowski immediately denied that this could have happened and argued with the defense when they brought this up. Now, myself, being a member of the public first and a journalist second, I wanted to make sure that the integrity of the jurors and their safety, and that they couldn't have been threatened, intimidated, or compromised, which we've seen many times, especially here in Wisconsin, by white supremacists, militia, etc. We wanted to make sure that Theo had a fair trial, had a fair jury, and Borowski tried to deny that this happened. There was a part during that where there was argument, and eventually the ADA, Hubner, stepped up and said, "Your Honor, this is true and correct." Borowski was frustrated, he was very irritated, didn't want to hear it, didn't want to believe it, and the audio on the trial got muted, at which time they contacted me via cell phone to explain to everybody what we had captured and the information that we were trying to get into this courtroom to make sure that Theo had a fair and true trial. And conversation during that phone call was trying to lead to allegations towards the defense team that they were being untruthful when it came to jurors that were being shown. So I wanted to make sure, I was a little hesitant about bringing this up, and because it's obviously a very dangerous thing for me to reveal. But it does show that while something that serious happened, this judge, with clear evidence, screenshots and video, did not want to believe that. And afterwards, which I found out after, Judge Borowski entered a court order barring all media from live streaming this case. And that was directly targeted at independent media. But it included corporate media as well, which is a serious issue because somebody's life is on the line. This is a national trial. We all needed to see this. And for trying to protect the integrity of this case, somebody like me, an independent, was targeted where I was not allowed to live stream the case. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit more insight from a journalist point of view on something that we uncovered. And that's what we do. So, thank you.
Hopefully you guys understand what it is we're trying to relate to you. As much as we talk about issues in law enforcement, issues across the city with violence, the issue with these judges swaying the balance of justice in these courtrooms, when that's the jury's role, is a problem, especially with the racial issues we have in all elements of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so again, police, family, community activists, community organizers, media, and just citizens all over the city want to see these systems fixed. We want to see balance in these systems, and we want to see this man free because he should not be in there. And he has a hearing today, and Judge Borowski needs to make the right decision. And after that, he needs to step down, he needs to leave, and in my opinion, he needs to answer legally for the things that he has done to affect people's lives like that. For some reason, people think that all of these folks who are spending 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years in jail and come to find out that they're innocent is like, sorry, oops. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. And so, the message for today, free Khalif. 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 So I don't know if you guys have any questions in specific. Other than that, that's all that we have. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Free Khalif!
Free Khalif!
Free Khalif!
Free Khalif!
Okay, you guys, there you have it. This was a press conference to basically clear up some things about some of these officials and court judges and Theo Edgecomb case and freeing Khalif, who's been wrongfully jailed. So I want to thank you guys for joining us, and make sure you guys are following. And if you're on Facebook, use the command !notify so you can automatically be notified the next time we go live. You can use that command right in the comment section. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. And remember, if you can't come real, at least come raw.